Welcome to Tuesday's Market Sit Rep here at T3 Live. Matthew Buckley, the Chief Option Strategist, and on my way up to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, after a planes, trains, and automobiles trip courtesy of American Airlines, which will be our short of the week. But big news for me today is Japanese shares are exploding to the upside with the yen falling to 7-year lows. This is on a potential leak out of the Japanese government from a senior official who said that Abe is, quote, seriously considering delaying the next sales tax hike. Remember, last April, the national sales tax went from 5 to 8%, and for the first couple months after it, Bank of Japan Governor Kuroda, Prime Minister Abe said, it's cool, man, no impact to the economy at all. And then the economy absolutely has imploded. So the Japan's largest pension fund has jumped into the pool to increase their allocation of stocks. Essentially, they got elbowed or strong-armed into doing that. And obviously, last week or 2 weeks ago, off the turnbuckle came Kuroda with his own QE. And then here comes Abe, who's just so low in the polls right now that he had to do something like this, that they're going to delay that sales tax hike. So our futures are reflecting that kind of bullishness, I guess, because again, in these bizarro markets, bad news is good news, and awful news is just incredibly great news. So delaying a sales tax because the patient just can't take it is never a good sign. On today's flight schedule, number one thing that I want to say is thank you to all the veterans out there, fellow veterans who served, and more importantly, the nearly 10 of my really good friends who are no longer walking the face of this earth because they paid the ultimate sacrifice. Those are the men and women that Veterans Day really is about. And I'm not really not somebody who says Happy Veterans Day, because that's just it's kind of a glib greeting, to be honest with you. But if you can thank a vet for their service today, it would be much appreciated. But it's kind of all quiet on the Western Front, at least as the United States is concerned with economic data. Tomorrow we're going to get wholesale inventories and a Fed head speaking, a Fed president. We'll have a bond auction tomorrow as well. On Thursday, early in the morning or late at night, depending on how you look at it, we're going to get Chinese industrial production, fixed asset investment, and retail sales. Those will be very, very interesting numbers. Our markets will definitely move based on the Chinese industrial production numbers. And again, it might be one of those, if it's really bad news, it might be great news for the overall market. We're going to get the JOLTS jobs opening report on Thursday, obviously with weekly unemployment claims, and then Friday we're going to see how the retail sector is doing. Core retail sales, and obviously whenever you see the word core, it means X something. In this case, it's X autos, and then obviously total retail sales. We're going to get some preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So obviously Friday it's all about the consumer. Mortgage delinquencies as well on Friday to see the health of the housing sector. This is really I was going to say troubling to me, but no. For a while there, my options traders know that 12 and 13 were kind of that resting heart rate on the VIX. And as options traders, we have a rule of engagement that says when vol's cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell it. Down here at 12 and 13, we'd get long vol as a hedge against a spike in volatility or a market pullback. And for a while there, that was reset to this kind of 14, 15 kind of became the new 12 and 13, quote unquote. Okay. There's our market freak out in mid-October, and there's the what are you talking about? Markets don't freak out. And then I thought this 14 was going to be the new 12, 13, like I said. Now we're back down to around 12. It is time, in my opinion, to get long volatility. Okay, and I'm going to be looking at a potentially a bullish double vertical out to December. We might see a rally in December. That whole quote Santa Claus rally, but who knows? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on from Ukraine. The Soviet Union, and I use that term appropriately, moving into Ukraine. We have a very bellicose China. We have a Europe that's still imploding economically. So, an all clear really hasn't been sounded, even though, one can be forgiven for looking at the market and believing that an all clear has been sounded, right? I mean, obviously, these type of violent pullbacks followed by that, that's a lot of volatility right there, folks. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Okay, and the VIX down here in the 12s is definitely time, in my opinion, to look at getting long vol. Okay, as far as weekly options model portfolio, I had 3 trades I was trying to put on: bear call spread and bull put spread on CMG on Chipotle. Only got filled on the bear call spread, up $450 in a day. That's not too shabby, up 19%. But I didn't get filled on the Goog. Bull put spread I tried to put it on, was looking at 60 cents, and within half an hour putting that trade on, it's already went up in value by about 28 cents, nearly 30 cents, nearly a 50% jump in a couple hours there. So I'm not going to chase that one, but that's a nice healthy profit for my weekly options traders that are in that trade. And like I said, same thing would have happened with the bull put spread, but I didn't get filled on that. It's already down here at 47 cents, and I was trying to get filled at 65, so nearly 20-cent profit in that trade as well. And with 30 contracts, that would be about $600. So looking at some really nice trades this week in our weekly options model portfolio. If you want to give that a test flight, you can go to the homepage on t3live.com and click on the banner up here with that cool-looking F-18. Okay. Again, folks, if you're a veteran, thank you for your service. And if you know a vet today, give him a handshake or her a big hug as appropriate, and thank them for their service. Okay. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be back from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, tomorrow morning. We'll see.